A visit to Fort Gaines will immerse you in our area's rich military history. Located on Dauphin Island, Fort Gaines was involved in one of the most famous battles of the Civil War. The naval attack remembered today as the Battle of Mobile Bay. Construction of Fort Gaines began in 1821 along with Fort Morgan on the east side of the bay, and together they protected the entrance to Mobile Bay. It was named for General Edmund P. Gaines, a hero of the War of 1812 and a major figure on the early frontiers of the United States. Construction on the fort quickly ran over budget as the foundations proved to be so close to Mobile Bay that water flowed into them at high tide, making construction almost impossible. Fort Gaines was not completed until 1861. Southern troops seized possession of the fort the year it was finished, and the prospect of facing Southern guns from Fort Gaines and Fort Morgan kept Union forces out of Mobile Bay until 1864. Then, on August 3rd of that year, 1,500 Union troops landed on Dauphin Island and began to move toward Fort Gaines. Confederates from the fort fought with them as they advanced, slowing their progress while hoping for additional reinforcements from the city of Mobile. Meanwhile, the naval attack began on August 5, 1864. Admiral David Farragut attempted to run past the forts into the bay. The USS Tecumseh fired the first shot of the day. Fort Morgan returned fire. Farragut's flagship, the USS Hartford, fired her first shot about 25 minutes later. Soon after, the Tecumseh hit a torpedo and sank. Farragut ordered the fleet to keep going despite heavy fire and forbidding conditions. The fleet finally broke through and soon focused their fight on Fort Gaines. For the next 3 days, the Union Army and Navy bombarded the fort. Realizing that he could not hold the fort, Colonel Charles Anderson surrendered Fort Gaines and its 800 men on August the 8th, 1864. The fort is full of exhibits, including the huge anchor from the Admiral's flagship, the USS Hartford. The fort also has the original cannons used in the battle, an operational blacksmith shop and kitchen, tunnel systems to the fortified corner bastions, and similar features. The museum details the history of this period, as well as the French colonial presence beginning in the late 17th century. The site is considered to be one of the nation's best preserved Civil War-era masonry forts. It is a great stop for a better understanding of the end of the Civil War and the Battle of Mobile Bay. It is located on Dauphin Island, just past the Mobile Bay ferry dock.